On this Ram 1500 Classic with the 5.7 Hemi P0174 is a lean fuel system fault. In plain terms, the PCM may be seeing exhaust feedback that says the mixture is lean, and it can start adding fuel through short-term and long-term correction to bring the mixture back. The driver may only notice the MIL, or the truck may have drivability symptoms depending on how far the correction has to go. Broadly, this can involve air handling, fuel delivery, exhaust feedback, engine mechanical condition, sensor operation, wiring, or the PCM. Start with the basic system checks, then follow a structured diagnostic approach. The monitor is based on fuel correction from oxygen sensor feedback, and the code sets when the PCM's combined fuel correction exceeds its calibrated limit. Treat the running conditions as monitor gates, not as a parts list. One gate to keep in mind is ambient/battery temperature above -6.7 degrees C, 20 degrees F. First, confirm whether P0174 is active or pending. Pull the codes with the scan tool, record them, and save the captured operating data. Start the engine, wait until the fuel system is in closed-loop fuel control, then reproduce the captured conditions that set the fault. Read the codes again. If P0174 is not active or pending, treat it as an intermittent condition. If it is active or pending, check the recorded codes for any active or pending fuel system or intake air system faults. If those are present, diagnose those concerns first. This fault can be caused by an oxygen sensor or wiring problem, but the path points you to consider mechanical, fuel, and air handling issues before you keep going. Next, check MAP sensor operation using the MAP sensor operation test. If that test finds a MAP-related issue, repair that issue and move to final verification. If the MAP test passes, move on to the MAF. Start the engine, warm it to operating temperature, and look at the MAF sensor value at idle. The expected reading is approximately 3.090 G/sec. If it is in that range, continue with the mechanical checks. If it is not in that range, first verify there are no leaks or restrictions in the intake air system. If no leaks or restrictions are found, replace the mass airflow sensor, then verify the repair. With the ignition off, move into the engine mechanical and air handling checks. The air induction system needs to be free of leaks. Check the engine and vacuum hoses for vacuum leaks, and check the power brake booster for an internal vacuum leak by monitoring engine speed and vacuum while pinching the booster vacuum hose. If an injector is suspected of being plugged or restricted, remove the fuel rail with the injectors intact. Energize the fuel pump to maintain rail pressure, actuate the suspect injector with the scan tool, and compare its spray pattern with the others. Also check that the purge flow system flows freely without leaks or restrictions, including the hose and connections between the purge solenoid and the intake manifold. Engine compression also has to be within specification. If any mechanical issue is found, repair it and go to final verification. If not, check the fuel delivery system using the fuel delivery test. If that passes, check the ethanol content in the fuel using the proper ethanol level test. Any fuel delivery or fuel content issue found gets repaired before final verification. If the fuel and mechanical checks do not identify the problem, check the exhaust system for leaks using the exhaust leak test. Repair any exhaust issue found and verify the repair. If the exhaust check passes, test the EGR effect. Turn the ignition off, block EGR flow to the engine, start the engine, let it idle, and monitor the short-term adaptive learning value for 5 minutes. If that value decreases with EGR flow blocked, replace the EGR valve, then verify the repair. If it does not decrease, continue to the oxygen sensor operation test. If that test finds an O2 sensor-related issue, repair it and verify the repair. If the earlier checks pass, inspect the related harness connections. Disconnect the PCM connectors, any related inline connectors if equipped, and the related component connectors. Look for poor connector seating, damaged locks, corrosion, water intrusion, weather seal damage, bent terminals, heat damage from a poor connection, push-back terminals, spread terminals, and poor terminal tension. Repair anything you find. Then reconnect the PCM in line and component connectors, making sure every connector is fully seated and locked. Erase the codes, then test drive or operate the vehicle under the conditions that run and set the fault. If P0174 does not return, the wiring or poor connection issue has been repaired. If it does return after all those checks, replace and program the PCM, then verify the repair and confirm the code stays gone. The takeaway: don't jump straight to a sensor. Confirm the fault. Handle related fuel or air issues first, then work through air measurement, mechanical condition, fuel delivery, fuel quality, exhaust, EGR, O2 operation, and connections in order. For more diagnostic training, visit Diagnostics.com.